When you hear the word war, which countries come to mind? Ukraine, Palestine, Syria. These are some of the countries you might think of. However, the war that has claimed the most lives since World War II is the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo, located in the heart of Africa. Despite this, the events in this country are rarely reported. What exactly is happening in DR Congo? Why is the conflict in DR Congo there not being reported? Drawing on first-hand accounts from the ground, I will provide a clear and concise explanation. Hello everyone, my name is Kanta. Wars continue to occur around the world, but the media coverage of these conflicts is far from equal. Despite causing over 6 million deaths, the highest number since World War II, very few people are aware of the war in the Democratic Republic of Congo. One reason for the lack of awareness about DR Congo is that major media outlets, such as television and newspapers, report on it very infrequently. Why is there so little coverage about DR Congo? In the first half of this video, I will explain the history and the conflict in DR Congo. In the second half, I will discuss 3 reasons why the conflict in DR Congo is not widely reported. Please stay tuned until the end. The Democratic Republic of Congo, located in the heart of Africa, is a vast country with an area about 4 times that of France, making it the second largest in Africa. It is home to a population of 105 million people. The capital city, Kinshasa, located on the western side of the country, is one of the fastest growing economic hubs in Africa. It is a megacity with a population of around 17 million people. On the other hand, the eastern region of DR Congo, which I visited in September 2023, is covered by vast tropical rainforests and is blessed with abundant natural resources. From the 19th to the 20th century, most regions of Africa were subjected to European colonial rule, and Congo was controlled by Belgium. Initially, Congo was turned into the private property of a single individual, King Leopold II of Belgium. Congo is the only country in the world that was colonized by an individual. Because Congo was considered the private estate of King Leopold II, Belgian laws did not apply there, leading to horrific human rights abuses that were even worse than those in other African countries. After the rule of Leopold II, Belgium as a nation colonized Congo. However, DR Congo eventually gained independence in 1960. However, immediately after gaining independence, DR Congo plunged into a 5-year civil war known as the Congo Crisis, sparked by a secessionist movement in the mineral-rich southern province of Katanga. During this civil war, Belgium, which had ostensibly granted DR Congo its independence, intervened in the conflict. Belgium did not want to lose control of the mineral-rich Katanga province in the southern part of DR Congo. Subsequently, a military officer named Mobutu, backed by Belgium and the United States, became the president of DR Congo. This marked the beginning of Mobutu's 32 years long dictatorship. In the 1990s, DR Congo faced a severe economic crisis and ongoing political turmoil. The 32 years long dictatorship of Mobutu eventually fell in 1997. The downfall of Mobutu's regime was influenced by the civil war in neighboring Rwanda. In 1994, a large-scale civil war broke out in Rwanda between the Hutu and Tutsi ethnic groups. Many people were displaced by the conflict and became refugees, fleeing to neighboring countries. A significant number of these refugees flooded into eastern DR Congo, which shares a border with Rwanda. Among the refugees were soldiers and militiamen who had led the massacres in Rwanda. They militarized the refugee camps where they and other refugees were living. Under the guise of a cleanup operation, the Rwandan government forces, which had taken power after the 1994 civil war, crossed the border and launched attacks. This signaled the beginning of the conflict in DR Congo. In 1996, the First Congo War erupted, leading to the downfall of Mobutu's regime. However, starting in 1998, the Second Congo War began, involving 8 neighboring countries and becoming so extensive that it was dubbed the African World War. During the Second Congo War, numerous armed factions, including government forces, rebel groups, and militia organizations, emerged. A peace agreement was reached at the end of 2002, which ostensibly marked the end of the conflict in DR Congo. However, in the aftermath, especially in eastern DR Congo, conflicts continued in a different form, even though foreign soldiers had withdrawn. Various armed groups that emerged during the conflict have continued to fight over mineral extraction rights and ethnic identity issues. Additionally, this region has faced land disputes due to arbitrary border delineations and forced relocations imposed by colonial powers. It is estimated that there are over 130 armed groups, ranging from large organizations to smaller factions, operating in eastern DR Congo. In regions like eastern DR Congo, where conflict has become a norm, there are strange phenomena such as armed groups coexisting and living alongside local villagers. In fact, during my visit to eastern DR Congo in September 2023, I encountered armed militants within the villages. Didn't you just see them on the video? A man belonging to an armed group called Raya Mutomboki was walking through the village. When you hear the word armed group, you may have an image of something scary, but in an area like this, where the conflict has been going on for a long time, People from these armed groups are living together with the villagers. It seems that there is such a situation. People from such armed groups are walking around in the city. I'm nervous because I've never experienced such a situation before. During my coverage in DR Congo, there was one particularly tense moment. While traveling by car, 5 young men with guns slung over their shoulders spread out across the road and walked towards us. I feared they might attack us, but they exchanged greetings with the Congolese staff traveling with me, and we passed without incident. Some armed groups function more as self-defense forces to protect their communities. Many of the armed group members I met on the ground told me that they were fighting to protect themselves. People who are forced to flee their homes due to conflicts and cross international borders are called refugees. Those who flee but remain within their own country are known as internally displaced persons, or IDPs. Refugees and IDPs are distinguished by whether or not they cross a border. However, both groups share the common experience of leaving their homes to escape the dangers of conflict and living under extremely difficult conditions. DR Congo is one of the countries with the highest number of refugees and IDPs in the world. The issue of IDPs is particularly concerning. As of the end of 2020, there were approximately 5.2 million IDPs in DR Congo. When comparing the number of IDPs by country, DR Congo ranks 3rd in the world, following Colombia in South America and Syria in the Middle East. Moreover, the situation has not improved and has actually worsened in recent years. This graph shows the trend in the number of refugees and IDPs in DR Congo. In this graph, the orange line shows the number of internally displaced persons, and the blue line shows the number of refugees. Since the conflict began in 1996, the number of refugees has been on the rise, and the number of IDPs has surged, particularly around 2006 and 2016. When I visited Eastern DR Congo, I interviewed a child who had been displaced by the conflict. Please take a look at the footage.
How old are you?
11 years old.
11 years old. How is your life?
Maisha yako hapa kumasomo iko aje? Her life is 50-50. Sometimes she goes back home and she finds food. That is a good day. Sometimes she goes back home and she finds no food. That is a bad day. So some days are good, some days are bad.
What about your parents? Are they fine?
Wazazi wako? Wote wako? She lives with her mother. Her father left them, went somewhere else, and he doesn't stay with them. Her mother has some sickness. Her mother suffers from stomach pain.
She escaped from somewhere, but what made her escape from her village? She
left her village because of the conflict. She left her native place when she was 5 years.
Do you have your dream?
She says she wants to become a teacher, also teach other children, and she wishes to stay with them in peace. Her message is, thank you very much for building for us this classroom. This is really helping us a lot, and please, we wish don't stop from there. Continue also supporting more schools because it's needed here.
Can I ask some more question? Does she know the current situation in Shabunda, her native village?
Hakuna amani. What I heard is that they are still fighting. There is no peace.
Fighting between who and who?
Ni magrupu gani wako wanapigana? Umejua magrupe? Hutus are fighting with the Lai ya Mtomboki.
How was her life there before coming here?
In Shabunda, life was okay because we had our own land for farming. Here, no, they don't have.
I just want to know her opinion, how to end this conflict. What do we need to do to make peace in Shabunda?
Sasa nauliza, hii ni ya mwisho, nauliza uweye aje. Sema ni mtoto Shabunda. Mazo yako.
Did you say Joshua?
I really have no answer. As she said, she has no answer.
From her perspective, what does she think the cause of the conflict?
Nini watu wako wanapigana?
kama kule kama mtomboki kama na pie.
What she thinks is that the reason why they are fighting because the Hutus they want to stay in that area, but also Laia Mtomboki is telling them, please go back to your country, this is not your country. So they are fighting, I think, for occupation of the space. That's what she.
Additionally, in Eastern Congo, there are many orphans who have lost their parents due to the conflict. Please watch the footage of my interview with a child who lost both parents. I was told that there are about 30 orphans in this elementary school who have lost not only one parent, but also both parents due to the ongoing conflict in Eastern Congo. One girl is willing to cooperate with us for an interview, so I would like to talk to her.
Anatumika mbiashara ama atumike kitu, lakini kukula kunyumba. She's 15 years old. She's in primary 6 and she's total orphan. She lost her father and her mother. She has 3 siblings. Both of them were boys and she's the only girl. She's the firstborn. Right now she lives with her grandmother, and also grandmother is very sickly. So I asked her where do they get food. She said that after school they go and try to find a garden and dig and get some food. Same thing they do, getting books and pens. First they have to do labor work into someone's garden, then they get money to buy books and pens. Her dream is to become a nutritionist. She wants to save other children, not to get sick to become a specialist in food. Yes.
DR Congo, especially the eastern region, has long suffered from conflict, and in recent years, the situation remains unstable. From 2016 to 2017, violent clashes intensified in the Kasai region, located in the central part of the country, leading to a significant increase in the number of internally displaced persons. Furthermore, since 2021, conflict in eastern DR Congo involving the rebel group known as M23 has persisted, and with the involvement of neighboring countries being indicated. The conflict in eastern DR Congo shows no signs of abating. In DR Congo, an estimated 6 million people have died, making it one of the deadliest conflicts in the world. However, as mentioned at the beginning, the conflict in DR Congo is rarely reported in the media. Why is there so little coverage of the conflict in DR Congo? In the second half of this video, I will explain 3 reasons why the conflict in DR Congo is not widely reported. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so and stay tuned. Kanta's channel explains various issues in the world that are difficult to learn about through other channels. The important thing is not to be interested in world events, but to stay interested. Please subscribe to my channel to keep your interest. Thank you again for watching to the end. See you again in the next video.